So we have done Margulas equation and 3 suffix model, 2 suffix model we have done. We also have done the 3 suffix model. So our heart of the lecture is activity coefficient. Heart of the lecture is activity coefficient, and this denotes the non-ideality of the solution. This denotes non-ideality of the solution. Activity coefficient, non-ideality. Activity coefficient is the non-ideality solution, and we have defined G, excess free energy. We have defined G, excess free energy, which is RT summation I equals to 1 to C Ni ln Fi by Xi Fi star, and this is denoted as gamma I, right? Activity coefficient is denoted as gamma I. And then we have used Gibbs-Duhem formula and got some interesting result. And what we got, which is GE, which is RT, that is our main formula, I equals to 1 to C Ni ln gamma I. This is gamma I, RT ln gamma I. And we have found that this G by RT to the limits the function of x1, x2 for the binary mixture. We have found that the function of x1, x2 binary mixture. And the basic model we actually took that Margulas equation, 2 suffix Margulas equations, the function of x1, x2, and we found that this can be as a multiplication x1, x2. Because the limit, because it should match, x squared should match the limit x1. So we have found that x1 tending to 0, x2 tending to 0, some interesting values we are actually getting, and those values actually that Fi and Fi mix and Fi star all will be same. That is viscosity coefficient, the mixture Fi and Fi star is same for the pure substance. And based on the limit, we found that this is one of the good approximation, and we have found we are trying to fit x1, x2, and that is the 2 suffix Margulas equation. The 2 suffix Margulas equation, and how to get actually you have to get gamma I. We have to what is the objective of all these models? Obtain gamma I. We have to propose the model. Model is, this is the model. So model is G by RT function x1, x2. And how to have the model? The ln gamma I. This is from here we can easily find out is nothing but 1 by RT in terms of partial molar property. In terms of partial molar property. This gives excess energy, extensive property. Any property in a mixture can be expressed as a multiplication between the number of moles into the corresponding partial molar property. Okay? And you can see that this Ni is the number of moles, and ln 1 by RT ln gamma is the partial molar property. And that's it. Okay? So that entire thing is 1 by RT dou G by dou Ni. Tp and J not equals to. Okay? So RT ln gamma it works as a partial molar property. So you write I equals to 1 to C Ni RT ln gamma I. This is nothing but dou GE dou Ni Tp and J not equals to. Because any property M is nothing but summation Ni Mi bar. And Mi bar is dou M by dou Ni Tp and J not equals to. So with that we got this formula. So and we have, and this is the model. To get the model, apply this formula, get gamma. So 3 steps. Get the model. First step, get the model. G by RT, the function, some get the model. You can propose, or there are the models which are proposed in the literature, and from that literature you can actually you get the model, and then you have the formula in gamma based on the partial molar property of the excess energy. Okay, from here you can from here you can calculate capital G by RT, and from here you can actually get the gamma I, and if once you get gamma 1, gamma 2 can be obtained from the Gibbs formula, and once the gammas are actually obtained, then later on we will discuss how those gammas will be useful to get the XY diagram and PXY when the liquid system is not following the ideal behavior, only the vapor is following the ideal behavior. Okay, so we have done 2 suffix model, and we have Bentley crystal equation last class, right? We have got the final formula, the last ln gamma 2. You get it from the Gibbs formula, which is what is that? Any formula you got ln gamma 2? Did you get anything? No. Yes. What is that? What's the formula? A minus 3b plus x1 square plus 4 into b minus 4 x1 cube plus 12 x1 to the power 4. So we have got the idea. So this is my key equation, which is coming from the definition of excess property, definition of partial molar property, definition of partial molar excess property. So once you have to, that's the starting point. First the model is, when the model is decided, you have to calculate capital G by RT. Once the capital G by RT form is obtained, then you have to use the partial molar property, excess property. What is Zn gamma I equals to 1 by RT, dou G by dou Ni, Tp Nj J not equals to 1. And that equation itself will give you the gamma 1. Gamma 2 also you can use the same equation, but we have an alternative option. You can actually have the excess, the Gibbs formula to get it. So that's the philosophical perspective for the activity coefficient models. So we have Wolff equation, another model. We have something called Wolff's equation, like red leaf crystal. We have got modulus equation. We have got red leaf crystal, which are these are all like suffix model, 2 suffix models. And next we'll be talking about the Wolff's equation. So Wolff's is a 3 suffix formula. Wolff's is 3 suffix equation. So what this model says, GE by RT Q1 x1 plus Q2 x2, which is 2A12 Z1 Z2 plus 3A112 Z1 square Z2 plus 3A122 Z1 Z2 square. G by RT Q1 x1 plus Q2 x2 is 2A12 Z1 Z2 plus 3A112 Z1 square Z2 plus 3A122 Z1 Z2 square, equation number 8. QI, what is QI? A measure of volume, of component I molecule. Zi, Xi Qi, which is divided by Q1 x1 plus Q2 x2. Effective volume fraction of component I. It is like Xi, but what actually happens? It is some Z1 plus Z equals to 1, you can see that, right? Z1 is x1 Q1 plus divided by Q1 x1 plus Q2 x2. by Q1x1 plus Q2x2. If you add them up, it will be 1. It's like mole fraction, but it's not. It's an effective volume fraction. So instead of having x1, x2, we have the effective volume fraction here. Okay, and A1 on 2, A12, all those things are like empirical constants. So A12, A1 on 2, A12, empirical constants. And what are they? They are dependent on the interaction parameter. The first term in the right hand side of equation of A, that if you look at this talks about interaction between two molecules. Interaction between two unlike molecules. Okay. The first term is due to the two-word interaction of molecules for unlike components. And it is called 2 suffix form. The second and third components we talked about contribution due to 3-word interaction of unlike molecules and are called as 3 suffix form. So we have the 2 suffix form or first one, and these are 3 suffix form. 3 suffix, 2 suffix here. Suffix means at the bottom. This is prefix, suffix. Sometimes people say superscript, subscript. It's all same. So 3 subscript, that means talks about the nonlinear interaction of unlike molecule, and they could be 0. If you say that my interaction between the unlike P1 interactions are 0, then you can get 2 suffix form. And also, how to verify this formula is correct? How to verify? So to verify a particular formula, I told you that you put x1 into 0 or x1 into 1. The G by RT formula from the basic definition, you know the basic definition of G by RT. That formula should satisfy G by RT basic definition, you know that. Capital G by RT is nothing but Ni, summation of Ni and gamma I. And you have to put this, the gamma I formula, you know that. And you have to put the limits, you know that x tending to 0 and 1, the G by RT should be accordingly behaved. And if it is satisfied, then you can say my model is correct, otherwise model is wrong. So from here also, if you put x1 equals to 1, x2 equals to 1, G by RT will be giving 0. For A1 to 0, A1 on to 0 and A1 to 0. If you put all those 0, then you can actually, that means pure substance. There is no interaction. The pure substance means there is no interaction. If I have pure substance, there is no interaction. That means these all terms are 0. And in that case, we have G by RT automatically 0. And that's what we want. That's what our model is. So pure substance, this all will behave very nicely. So Wolff's equation is confirmed to be a candidate of the model. So Wolff's equation can be confirmed. So if you don't write it, you will forget at home because this kind of things are not in the books. This is your choice to write. I'm just talking, you know. But the only thing is your part to write in the class notes. Okay, so let's start to, so we have got G by RT model. So and also we verified Z1 plus Z2 equals to 1 equation. This is equation A and this is equation of B. This is equation of B1. I am saying. So G by RT, we have x1 plus q2 by q1 x2. I am just putting this side. I can take z1 z2 common, and one is actually what we actually having q1 x1 q2 x2. I am having q1 here, so that means that q1 should be put inside. So what will be the term here? What will the term in the bracket? Z1, Z2 I have taken common. So what will the term in the bracket? Pardon? 2A1, 2Q1. Next term? Next term? 3A1 on 2 Q1 plus Z2 Z1, then 3A1 to 2 Q1 Z2 be written in very compact form. If you, this is into 1, we can write this as Z1 plus Z2. This is the catch. Z1 plus Z2 equals to 1. So 2A1 to Q1 into 1. I can multiply to Z1 to Z2. If you do that, what you will get? X1 plus Q2 by Q1, X2, Z1, Z2. I am having Z1 Q1 and Z2 Q1. What are the terms? What are the terms? What are the terms? What will be the terms? Z1 Q1. Z1 Q1 you can see here, it is here. You can easily find out what are the terms here. It doesn't take so much time. It's a school level algebra I am asking for. There is no thermodynamics here. Yes, madam. 2A1 to next. This one 2A1 to plus 3A1 to 2. Okay. So this entire thing I am saying A, and this entire thing I am saying B. Okay, we are just saying A, this is B. No problem. So we have X1 plus Q2 by Q1, X2, Z1, Z2, Z1. Just a minute, slight correction. It is not exactly that. It is Q1, 2A12 plus 3A12. B equals to Q2 into 2A12 plus 3A11. Q1 and Q2, remember that. So it will be Z1 Q1 by Q2B plus Z2A. Check it out. What I said, what I wrote correctly. Correct or not? Is it correct? Remember that A equals to Q1 and 2A12 plus 3A12 and B equals to Q2 2A12 plus 3A11. So B is having the Q2 multiplication, so that's why the Q2 should be divided, and B and is right, and this is perfect. So what will happen? Any more further simplification you can do with this formula? Any more further simplification can you do? This formula, because you have to take further, if you say yes, I am done here, then again you have to take dou rho of Ni of this formula. You take dou rho, you multiply by it and then do the stuff. So let's look at Ln gamma 1 formula. Remember that you have to find out gamma 1. Because of that we are doing so much of juggling. You have to find out gamma 1, otherwise your purpose is not solved. So Ln gamma 1, which is 1 by RT rho GE by rho Ni TP Nj, J not equals to what? Ln gamma 1, it will be TP N2, correct? So dou rho N1 it will be N X1 plus Q2 by Q1, X2, Z1, Z2, then Z1 Q1 by Q2, B plus Z2A. Okay, so far we'll see. It is not that this is very complicated formula. And more even complicated part is the uniquark unifact. If you learn this one, then it will be easy for uniquark unifact. I think these derivations we have not done earlier. How to get? They just said that this is the formula and this is the way we can get activity coefficient. What you can do for the simplification? Q1 x1 plus Q2 x2 by Q1. You will get Q1 x1 plus Q2 x2 by Q1. In fact, this integration would have been done here. Q1 x1 plus Q2 x2 by Q1. What you can write? Q1 x1 plus Q2 x2 by Q1. What you can write? Pardon? x1 by z1. So it is z1 z2, which is z1 q1 by q2b plus z2a. You got that? So actual formula should have put is G by RT, which is x1 z2, this speed formula, right? So the formula should be correct? Okay, so now you can see that such a big formula, bombastic formula, has been reduced to so simple formula. It requires a lot of algebraic manipulation. Before getting into that, we know that dou x1 by dou n1 is what? Dou x1 by dou n1 earlier, last class I have done it. Dou x1 by dou n1 is what? Last class. What is that? x2 by n. And dou x2 by dou n1? Minus, yes, okay. So with that we can proceed further. Equals to this equation I am saying equation C1. Equation C1. So we need to have dou x1 dou n1, it is obtained. Dou x1 by dou n1, you are saying you know that x2 by n. What is dou z2 by dou n1? We need it, no. I am first calculating, then we will put it here. How much it is? Dou z2 by dou n1. Dou z2 by dou n1. First we go for dou z1 by dou n1. Dou z2 by dou n1 next time. Like dou x1 by dou n1. What is dou z1 by dou n1? What is dou z1 by dou n1? Let's see dou z1. We have to see dou z1 by dou n1. Z1 is x1 q1 by x1 q1 plus x2 q2. dx of u by v. v du dx minus u dv dx by v square. What you are getting? Please tell me in terms of simplification. Simplify, because this part is very easy. Everything in terms of x1, x2. So you can take derivative. You know the formula. Dou x1 by dou n1 is x2 by n, and dou x2 by dou n1 is minus what? Minus what? Minus x2 by n. So only that formula you need, and other things are like ddx of u by v. So what will you get? Simplified formula. What will you get? One term is x1 q1, x1 q1 plus x2 q2, and another term is x1 q1 plus x2 q2 whole square. What will you get? What are the blanks? Fill in the blanks. I am putting minus here. That's okay. Anybody has the answer? What will be the numerator? First term. Yes, any hands please? Yes, sir. Here no minus will be there, plus only. Just check it out. Pardon? What? Q1 x2 by n, right? Here dx of u by v, v du dx minus u dv dx by v square. The v square term will be there next term. What will be the term? It is very simplified form asking for q1 into q1 minus q1 q2. Let's tell me the other terms. You can simplify all this. Simplification is very important for activity coefficient calculations. That's it. Next step. Q1 by Q2 in, what should I write? So this formula is nothing but 1 by Z2. Z1 is what? X1 Q1 by X1 Q1 plus X2 Q2, and Z2 is X2 Q2 by X1 Q1 plus X2 Q2. So you can see that. Can I write everything in terms of Z2 here? X2 is here. If you multiply by Q2, Q2 X2 divided by Q1 X1 plus Q2 X2. So if I divide by, so Q1 Q2 and Z2. I don't know why I'm not talking. I'm just writing everything. Just you want me to do the kindergarten level. That's okay, but it's a simple thing I'm expecting from you guys. Put in the formula. There's nothing. Q multiplied by Q2, it is Z2, and Q2 should be divided, right? Minus. What should we write? In terms of Z1, Z2. Now to write del Z1 by del N1 in terms of Z1, Z2. No X1, X2 term should be there. No X1, X2 term should be there. So what will be the form in terms of Z1, Z2? So you can see that X1, Q1 plus X2, Q2 into X1 plus Q1 plus X2, Q2. Okay? So you can see that there is a chance of having Z1, Z2 because we have X1 and X2. So you can multiply with the Q1 and you can multiply with the Q2 and you can have a cube form. Can you tell me the cube form? You got it? Excellent. Z1, Z2, Q1 minus Q2 by Q2 N. Then what will get? Z2 by Q2 N. You can take outside. We have Q1 minus Z1, Q1 minus Q2. Then what else? Then we can see that this is not factorized. You not factorize, you multiply by Z1 plus Z2. Same thing we have done earlier, right? You have to factorize. So that advantage is there. Z1 plus Z2 equals to 1. Anytime you can actually do. So it is Z1 plus Z2. What did you get? Z2 Q2N. What will be the term? What will be the term? So Q1 Z1 plus Q1 Z2 minus Z1 Q1 plus Z2 Z1 Q2. So Z1 Q1 Z1 Q1 will cancel and we will get what? Q1 Z2 plus Q formula. Dou Z by dou N is obtained. Dou Z1 by dou N1. What is dou Z2 by dou N1? We don't have to do this much because you know Z1 plus Z2 equals to 1. So dou Z2 by dou N1 will be what? Then we'll answer one step because Z1 plus Z2 equals to 1. So dou Z2 by dou N1 can be obtained, which is minus dou Z1 by dou N1, right? And which is nothing but minus Z2 Q2N into Q1 Z1 plus Q2 Z2. Correct? Okay. Come back to my original equation C1. We call equation C1. Everything is obtained. Dou x1 by dou n1 is known, dou z2 by dou n1 is known, and that other part also will be known because dou z1 dou n1 is also known. If you do that, next step, ddx of UVW or something. So what you can do, Z1 Q1 Q2B plus Z2A, another term will be plus Nx1 Z2 dou Z1 by dou N1 Q1 Q2 into B dou Z1 by dou N1 plus A into dou Z2 by dou N1. Fill in the blanks here. So I am taking this as a quantum U, this is V. ddx of UV, there will be 3 terms, right? Tell me the terms. 3 terms I want. First term, I want 3 terms. Three terms will be there. What are the 3 terms? Should be done quickly, no? Yeah, Rahul, tell me.
1 plus x to y n minus z2.
1 is not there. Yes. How come 1 will be there? I am really surprised. Now you have to revise your math. I think math is a bit weak. Anybody else who can tell me 3 terms? ddx of UV, it is UVW. 3 terms I am asking for. Yes, sir. Yes, madam. X1 Z2, yes. Plus then
minus x1 z2 by 2
minus x1
z2 by 2 into q1
into
q1 z1 q1 z2 plus q1
Q1.
z2.
Is correct this part? Am I correct? Yes. So this part has been done. One bracket has to be there. This bracket has to be closed, right? This bracket has to be closed. Correct? Yes or no? Yes. And the second term is usual. Okay. Now try to manipulate and let's see what you can get. Now these parts are there. Only 2 or 3 steps are there. After that, we'll see how to get the Q form. You can see so much of font is there. No authors of the book didn't want to spend so much time to write this formula. Why to do this much? So no books I found to have this derivation. This is my derivation. So ln gamma 1 equals to next step from here. x1 z2 plus x2 z2 minus z1 z2 q2 q1 z1 plus z2 q2. What will you get from there? What will you get from there? Can you simplify here this one? What will you get? ln gamma 1 first term. I am asking the first term. If you simplify, what you will get? Multiplication term I can write always Z1 Q1 Q2B plus Z2A. What will be this term? Then I come to the next term. What will be this term? This is a term is a problem creator, right? X1 Z2 by Q2 into Q1 Z2 plus Q2 Z1. How to approach this term? Simplify. What will be this term? No answer from your side? You write, connect the form x2 z2 plus x1 z2 q2 q1 z2 plus q2 z1. Just write in the final form. Minus Z1 Q1 by Q2 into B minus Z2A plus Z2 Q1 by Q2 into B minus A Z2. If you look at the dou Z and dou Z1 by dou N1, this form will be there, right? This kind of form will be there. Okay, if you simplify, if you connect this term and all this term, you can, what formula is that? That's what I'm asking. What formula you will get? This term is clear. So what I am taking, the first term, these two, and this multiplied, I am taking completed terms, this one, and these two multiplied by this. This is dou Z1 by dou N1, this is dou Z2 by dou N1. You can now see that how actually these things actually can be done. See, this dou Z1 and dou Z2 all can be taken together and taken outside, which is x1 Z2, which is what? This is dou Z1 by dou N1, right? Yes, sort of. Are you getting this? Yes or no? If you don't get, I have to do myself. What did you get this term? In x1 z2 q1 by q2b dou z1 by dou n1. What is that? Dou z1 by dou n1? Who can tell me? Dou z1 by dou n1, what is that?
Z2 by Q2N.
Z2 by q2n
Q1 Z2 plus Z1.
q1 into q1 z2 plus
Z1
q1 q2 z1, right? Then plus a dou z means minus, right? Minus z2 by q2n q1 z2 plus q2 z1. All the term I have written now. Now you see this connected term. What I am actually having? We have x1 z2 by q2 Q1 Z2 Q2 Z1. So this term is taken from there. What is remaining? Z1 minus Z1 Q1 Q2 being yes minus Z2A first term. Okay, first term is obtained. Clear? Then this two term is coming from here. What is taken outside the bracket? Z2 X1. Z2 X1. So this N will get cancelled. N fellow will go. So Z2 X1. So what will be inside the bracket? Are you getting the term inside the bracket? This is your second term's first term. The second term. Did you get yes or no? Yes. This is school level algebra, not even BTech level. Yes or no? If you do mistake here, everything is gone. If you don't get, I will pursue further. That if I pursue further, this is school level. Devon, did you get it? Second term. Second term again, you have to take the common. You are taking x1, z2. X1 is there, z2 is there, z2. So what will be remaining? Z2 will be there here, and that's it. A2, A. And minus term is because the minus is there. That's all. Okay, what I was talking that how much you can simplify further this term. What is the simplified form? I am claiming that this is equals to z1, z2. How can you prove? This complicated term is equal to z1, z2. How to prove it? This complicated term is z1, z2. If you put z1, z2 entire term, your problem is much even simpler. Even much simpler. How to prove that? Can you prove it? This entire thing is z1, z2. So how to? So you can have x1 q1 by x1 q1 plus x2 q2. Okay. You can write z1 equals to x1 q1 plus x1 q1 by 1 minus x1 q2. Can you see? Further you can write z1 z2. Can you write further? z1 equals to x1 q1 by x1 q1 plus x2 q2. x1 q1 plus 1 minus x1 q2. Then x1 q1 equals to z1, if you change the side, z1 x1 q1 plus z1 into 1 minus x1 q2 equals to x1 q1. Yes or no? Okay, then can you get? That's what I'm asking. This is the only simplification, nothing else. It will come automatically. Only thing is you have to know how to do algebra. How to do algebra? x1 z1 q1 plus 1 minus x1 z1 q2 equals to x1 q1. x1 q1. So you have to find out x1 z2 by q2 to q1 z2. Okay, so q1 z1 is there. So how to find out? Is it possible to get, or shall I show the proof? Is it possible to prove, or I have to show? Remember that I am doing school level algebra, 8th standard. This is now 8th standard algebra. If you say we don't know 8th standard algebra, I can do it, no problem. Yes, 8th standard algebra. Rahul got it? No. So nobody can get 8th standard algebra. So I am very glad to show 8th standard algebra. Okay, so this much is clear, right? x1 z1 q1 plus q2 into z1 minus x1 q1. So you can write from here and go to the next step. I can take x1 common, which is q1 z1 minus q2 z1 minus x1 q1 equals to minus q2 z1. Yes or no? Can I write? Yes. The next one is equals to what? Z1 Q2 by Q1 plus Z1 Q2 minus Q1. Can I write? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes? Yes? Agreed? Next step. X1 equals to Z1 Q2 divided by Q1 into Z1 plus Z2 plus Z1 Q2 minus Z2 Q1. Can I write? The same for argument. Q1 multiplied by 1 and Z1. That's why I told you can use the formula just like that. The formula is given to you for free. And then what you will get? Some cancellation will be there. You will get Z1 Q2 by Q1 Z2 plus Z1 Q2. So now if you look at X1 Z2 by Q2 into Q1 Z1 plus Q2 Z2 is coming Z1 Z2, right? Afterwards, yes. So this algebra only I was asking for. Okay. So what did you get? After this, the written gamma 1 formula will be ln gamma 1, it will be Z2 X1 Z1 Q1 by Q2 into V plus Z2A plus Z1 Z2 minus Q1 Q2B minus 2Z2A plus 2Z2 Q1 by Q2 into B. Why is Z2? X1 plus X2 goes to 1, right? Yes. So it is Z2. So this part is clear. This part is clear and this part is also clear. Inside the bracket, right? Okay, next step. Is this term all clear? Yes or no? So what's the final form? Final form I will get in terms of Z2 square some Z1 will be there and A will be there. Can you put in the blanks? Can you put in the blanks? If you expand it, you can see how to cancel this term. These two will be cancelling. If you cancel this, you can get remaining term, and you can actually have the formula. What is the formula? What's the bracketed term? What's the bracketed term?
2Q1 by 2B.
Pardon?
2Q1 by 2B.
2Q1
By Q2 into 2B.
That's all. Don't guess anything. Do it properly. I think you are very weak in algebra. That's what I am seeing in the class. School level algebra have to struggle. Anybody got it? Anybody got it? They were no. You cannot get today. So these two terms will cancel. Only 3 terms are there. I am taking 1 term. Only 2 more terms are there that you are struggling. I don't know what school level algebra you have done. And that's why I think
Q1 Q2 B minus
B Q1 Q2 minus A. That's it. So that's the formula for the activity coefficient, the function of Z1 and Z2. Similarly, you can have the formula for ln gamma 2, which is Z1 square plus A plus B, sorry, into plus 2 into A Q2 by Q1 minus B Z2. This you can be obtained from the Gibbs-Duhem formula. Okay, so from here actually next class I'll be deriving the Van Der equation. You might have heard. Van Der equation comes from here. So I will show what limit it will boil down to Van Der equation. Then slowly I will go to the next class, unique walk and unique fact. Okay, thanks for your attention.